I'm Pastor Rick, and with me today is my son-in-law, Sean Obey.
Hello.
And this is Power and Dominion Ministries presents Straight Talk on Scripture. And I'm interviewing my son-in-law today because he has had an extremely interesting life. He went into the military, the Army, very young, was in for 12 years, 13 years, and has definitely seen some stuff. Recently, in the last few years, he's given his life to the Lord, married my daughter, become part of my family, which is a great thing. We love him. And so today, Sean is going to talk about the difference that Jesus has made in his life since he left the military. So, Sean, why don't you take it from there?
All right. Well, I would say the difference that Jesus has made in my life since I've left the military and come to Jesus is a sense of belonging, not as stressed. It's changed my point of view on a lot of different circumstances throughout the world. It changed what I watch, what I listen to, how I act towards others, and how I accept how other people act towards me. It's been a real blessing, and it continues to be a blessing.
Now, you're pursuing an education. You're eventually looking to get your doctorate in counseling.
Yes.
And I know the reason. Would you tell our audience?
The reason I am pursuing the education I am is I want to be able to help veterans in everyday aspects of life adjust into the civilian world when they leave the military, but also to have a biblical sense as guidance for them to adapt and overcome their shortcomings that they have experienced outside of the military. So I think it's very important to have a Christ-like teaching and to be able to understand and live in the way Jesus wanted us to live.
I mean, it's a true thing that, especially veterans that have been in a long time, they have trouble segueing to civilian life. What do you think some of the biggest hurdles are?
I think some of the biggest hurdles is adjusting to the work world, having a job that is 9 to 5, where it's mostly dependent on you to be able to succeed in the workplace, as opposed to the military, where you know what your work was, you knew what you had to wear every day, and you knew if you wanted to get promoted, you had to study and go in front of a board. Where in the regular work world, there's a lot more advancement opportunities, but you have to go different routes to get them.
We have a jet going over us right now, so we'll just take a second. No, we can't compete with the jet, so we're just going to let it go over. Okay, it's on a retreat now, so we'll continue. So you're in the military 13 years. You've been in the church a couple of years. What are some of the things you really love about the church?
What I really love about the church is the fellowship and the message each week that we receive from our pastors, and how it relates to everything in my life, even the devotionals that we get. I can always find a little part of it that reflects my day or has more insight into something I might be struggling with in that day.
Well, Sean, I really appreciate you being here today and doing an interview with me. I know people are going to enjoy this, and I look forward to sitting with you again down the road, possibly after you've gotten your degree and you're actually doing the vision you have for your life going forward. Remember, with Jesus, there's always hope. There's always love. God bless you. See you next week.